Now, NASA supporters have noticed this. Whenever the president goes into a meeting these days, or DP Ruto goes into a meeting, they'll always mention the name Raila Odinga. Raila this, Raila that. Yeah, and it's really getting to NASA supporters. They think it is personal. No, it's not personal. It is not personal at all. This is highly competitive politics, which has reached a very crucial situation. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute the strategy, what's going on here, because it's all part of strategy, okay? Strategy to win elections. At this point, you're very unlikely to hear a careless statement from a leader, yeah, especially the president and the deputy president. You're extremely unlikely to hear a careless statement, yeah? All of it, everything they say, everything they do is part of a carefully crafted strategy to hunt for votes, to get their voters, to get their supporters in a certain direction. It is all part of strategy, okay? This is competitive politics. I'm sure you're aware that both sides of the political divide have advisors, they have think tanks, people who sit down and they strategize, they look at the current situation, they look at the estimates of votes currently, if they're to go into elections today, and they try their best to correct the situation. So why is Raila being mentioned all the time in Jubilee campaigns? Remember in 2013, Jubilee had a very easy way of drumming up the emotions of their supporters. And you know what it was, the ICC cases, okay? It was getting people emotionally worked up, especially the two communities, main communities supporting Jubilee, because the feeling on the ground was that, oh, these people are backing us, they helped us at an hour of need, now they're being victimized, blah, 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 blah. It worked very well. But currently, the Jubilee party is lacking something to be passionate about, something to get the supporters to really rally around the party, and, you know, to get them really worked up. Because, you know, this is politics, and politics is emotion, yeah? People vote according to emotion. I've said that many times here, okay? And that's a fact. And this is what happens all over the world, anywhere where there's something called politics, okay? Now, the opposition are very lucky in the sense that it's very easy to drum up the emotions of their supporters. The current hard times, you know, difficulties, financial difficulties of people, high standard of living, etc., etc. And then all this is blamed on the government. Very easy. You're able to get your support. The Jubilee incumbent government, on the other hand, has a bit of difficulties in that. Yeah. So how does the name Raila drum up support? Now, the feeling of a lot of supporters of Jubilee is that in the past they have had very strong feelings against Raila Odinga. Okay, this is as a result of the propaganda campaign that was carried out by the government in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. I have a video that covers that, and I suggest that you go over and check it out. You'll be totally shocked. Okay, the long and short of it was to be able to neutralize a community in Kenya, which at that time was a threat to the government of President Jomo Kenyatta. Okay, so this was done by various ways, including assassinations, and then there was a very targeted and insistent propaganda campaign. You know, the laws are stupid, the laws are that, the laws don't circumcise, all that. Now, that propaganda campaign, of course, is deeply rooted in the psyche of Kenyan people, and especially the psyche of the Jubilee supporters. So when you just mentioned Raila Odinga, these are the emotions that are drummed up against Raila Odinga, and then hopefully this should get voters worked up enough to get the right passion into the campaign, so that things can start moving very fast for Jubilee, and hopefully successfully for Jubilee, and they win these elections. It's as simple as that. Does this work? Oh yes, it works. I mean, it's very powerful. This Raila thing really works in Central Province, in areas where Jubilee has got support. Just a mention of the name. In fact, I just want you to do an experiment. Go to any Jubilee stronghold, then mention that name. Just watch the reaction you get from people. Just the reaction, not even what they say. Okay? This is really what is being used by the deputy president and the president to, you know, get emotion. I believe the work of the think tank, the thinking of the advisors and the handlers of the Jubilee campaign, is that if they can drum up enough anti-Raila emotions, then their campaign will really get going. Yeah, people realize that, oh, you know, if you elect this person as president, then, you know, those feelings, old feelings, deep-rooted feelings come out, you know, those feelings of no, not Raila, okay? Now, of course, during the presidency of Mwai Kibaki, this was even cemented further, because the Mwai Kibaki campaign sold Central Province voters the idea that now that the Luo were against the Kikuyu. It was almost like the Luo now are coming for revenge against the Kikuyu. And therefore, if Raila was ever elected a president, the Luo were finished. I mean, I know you can accuse me of many things, but this is the truth, and this is the reality on the ground. Now, my in-laws are Kikuyus, and it was very interesting in 2007, 2008, when the election results came in. Initially, when it looked like Raila was winning, I was very amazed at the deep fear and panic I saw in my in-laws. It couldn't be explained. And I tried to tell them, oh no, don't worry. I mean, a government is a government. How are you going to be affected? But there was a lot of deep fear and a lot of dread that such a man would win the presidency, which I could not understand. Okay, but all this is psychology. This is how our country is, whether we like it or not. And this is really what it is. Now, I'm not here to drum up tribal feelings. I'm not here to be accused that, oh, you're a tribalist. I'm not. In fact, I'm the last person to be a tribalist. I'm just here to give you strategy. This channel is for deep thinkers, people who are looking at the political situation a little deeper than on the surface. Of course, if you want to analyze politics the way a lot of Kenyans like to analyze it, with abusive words towards the other side, with the shouts of tribalist, you're a tribalist, there are a lot of Facebook pages where you can do that. But this channel is for thinkers, yeah, serious political thinkers. So I hope you understand that when you come here and when you take in this video. Of course, NASA has also had its own under-the-belt strategy to drum up emotion against Jubilee. And I've talked a lot about it to my Club 1999 members. If you become a member, you'll be able to see. And this strategy is what has turned the coast completely hostile towards Jubilee. Okay? This strategy of NASA has been very, very successful. Okay? So I think we should leave our emotions out of this when we analyze politics. I think it's very naive for somebody to come up and say, oh, kumbe Jubilee wanafanya hivi, Jubilee no wabaya, Not that I'm supporting Jubilee, but I'm just saying it is naive to do that without looking at the bigger picture. NASA also doing their own things. Both sides are doing their own things. There's no such thing as clean politics in Kenya. The whole idea is to win, as I always say here. The whole idea here is to win. This is a very highly competitive political race. So the idea is to win at all costs. All these other issues will sort themselves out later. That's the reality. That's real politics and the reality of politics. Okay? This is Chris Kumekucha. Till next time. Oh, sorry, before I go, I forgot to tell you. I have a prediction. I have a video which I did predicting what is going to unfold in this general election. I called it Elections 2017. This is what is said to happen, yeah, and everything is there. Apart from the video, I've also produced an ebook version of the same. Both are available for free for people who join Club 1999. But for now, what I'd advise you to do, you can watch the video which gives you a bit more details about this prediction video I did about 2017, what's about to unfold. From the point of view of think tanks, I painted various scenarios and of course of things which are going to happen. And of course, when you do that, this is almost certain what's going to happen, yeah? The most likely scenario, another scenario quite likely, another possible scenario but unlikely, etc., etc., yeah? It should be very interesting. Now, if you look on the top left-hand corner of your screens right now, you'll be able to see a link. Just click on that link. It will take you to that amazing, amazing, amazing video, which you should take in. Thank you very much for your time. This is Chris Kumekucha. Until next time.